Hello and welcome to a financial block video. What is this about, you might ask? Well, it's about you, baby. It's about honestly a general reading of whatever it is that is preventing you from getting that manifestation via financial in your hands, in your bank account, in your life, baby. Yeah, I got nothing else to say except game on, baby, game on. All right, so we're gonna dive in. We're gonna see what exactly the blockage is. Hopefully we can dissect a bit more so that you're not so stuck. I want you to get going, you know? I want to help push your vehicle out of the mud that you're in or whatever. Okay. Also, I have my glasses off because I'm using my ring light. So if you see me squinting, literally, I can't read the cards that well, even from here. We have Prince of Cups. We have Sacrifice, Kuan Yin. We have Contemplation, Chango. And then we have Nine of Staves, Nine of Wands. Okay. So right off the bat, I see that this blockage is definitely dealing with the feeling that you're in this continuous cycle of having to put things that you want aside because you're realizing it's taking a lot of, it's taking a lot more time for you to get all that chaoticness of whatever it is that's blocking you. It's taking a lot of time for you to get through on, I guess more so than anything, realizing what you have to let go in order to let flow. So one of the things about blockages is that the reason typically why it's there is because there needs to be some kind of change that will come up, but it's going to be in different like ways, I suppose, but it's going to always catch on your brain as, oh, budget, or oh, new boundaries, or oh, this is something that in the future I don't want to have, or this is something in the future that maybe isn't needed anymore. One of the things about finances is you spend, right? And so when it comes to that spending, and I think I've talked about this a lot in the other videos, but when it comes to spending, right? How do you feel about it? How do you feel as you give your finances to whatever? At the same time, how do you feel when it comes to whatever it is receiving back? Do you feel the sense of gratitude? Do you feel the sense of pride? Do you feel the sense of disappointment, the sense of fear? Whatever it is, you're really having a hard time getting to that like satisfying kind of feeling in you that says, okay, this is it. This is where I'm at. Right now in the contemplation aspect, it's about more so the overthinking, over analyzing portion of maybe what you need to sacrifice, right? So the Prince of Cups we started out with, the Prince of Cups is like, you're the apprentice, right? And you're really coming to understand your emotions when it's wrapped around your finances, or like your emotions and then your finances. And you're really starting to take notice of your emotions when it comes to your finances, okay? And so one of the things that pops up with people, especially when it comes to maybe they spend too much and they don't receive as much as they need, and it's kind of like that unbalancedness of it. When people do that, like when they spend a lot, sometimes it's to heal some kind of emotional turmoil that you got going on. It might kind of like numb the pain, if you will. So when it comes to this whole idea of sacrifice, right, you're really tuning into what exactly helps you get this feeling of overall, in a way, like your emotions are all stabilized, right? What helps you get to that feeling when it comes to what you have to get to sacrifice, right? What you have to kind of like, in a way, it's like when it comes to sacrifice, you realize that you have to let go in order to flow. You have to let go of whatever emotion that you're really still holding on to in terms of the blockages in your finances. And when it comes to like figuring out what exactly you need to sacrifice, what exactly you have to let go, even though you don't want to, it's really more so you're in that overthinking stage, right? You're in that overthinking stage. So to get out of this overthinking stage, because what I see right now for you is it's like in your mind, right? Your emotions are more so, maybe they're leading you down a road, and more so than anything, you need to take control of your emotions. Your emotions are part of you. They are not all of you. They can definitely, how would I put this? They can absolutely kind of have your mindset turned in a certain way if when it comes to your emotions, and I mean all your emotions, the angry, the sad, the depressed, all those kind of emotions that make you feel lack, you also need to be someone in order to manage those emotions, right? So you're going to have to really take note of what emotions are benefiting you and what emotions are hindering you in terms of that, okay? So figure that out, the benefiting emotions and the hindering ones. But then you got to go into figuring out, why do I have those emotions that are hindering, and why are they standing out to me? When they stand out to you, that means that you have to pay attention to it. There's something within that emotional state of body that you have that's needing to be heard. And you won't be able to hear it as long as you're contemplating on what more you have to sacrifice. What more of your emotions, like, do you need to figure out? What more of do you need to release? So once you're able to get to a place of finding more so arranging everything accordingly so that you can like also see what's going on in front of you. Once you're able to get to a very balanced state with your emotions, you're going to be able to see a bit more clearly of the physical, I would say more so than anything, the physical changes that you need to do. When you're able to allow your emotions to be all balanced, your mindset will be able to be a bit more clear on what kind of tasks you need to do, what kind of things, like the responsibilities you need to build up for your finances and that flow to go, like what you need to change for you to match into the financial manifestation flow that you need to. So it's about like working on that small changes is the Prince of Pentacles, working on experimenting, working on really getting into the form of like that experience of having those finances in your hands, in your life, in reality. It's about really implementing what you need to do. Like it's like you're listening to your wisdom, right? You're listening to your wisdom, and your wisdom's giving you these clues of how to find the small solutions, the small stepping stones to the palace of your finances, your dream finances. Like for me personally, I want to be in the financial gain of Warren Buffett by me being 30, right? And I'm 26, so I got 4 years, okay? Not to like, whatever. But me being like, I want to be like Warren Buffett, he's one of the richest guys in the world, which is awesome. But I'm going to need to start making the small changes, meaning like start changing what I need to, that's standing out to me, so that I will be able to be more into the form of essentially Warren Buffett in his mindset, in the way he handles his finances, the way he interacts with others, the way, like all this stuff, there's so much to it. And the more that you really get to sort out currently your emotions and all that distress, the more that you're going to be able to find it easier to do the small changes that you need to get to that place of the manifestation being there. It's all about reworking what you have already gone through, right? It's about reworking those beliefs, those emotions, everything that's tied in the past. You need to learn how to let go. You need to learn how to let go of any type of cord that is attached to you, because it is attached to your emotions as well. It is attached to everything about you. So as long as you work towards, as well, when it comes to the past, working towards releasing what no longer is necessary in terms of maybe you have some grudges, maybe you have some resentments when it comes to the past, learning to let those go, because the grudges are literally also blocks. The resenting is blocks. The regretting is blocks. Learning how, in your own terms, to let go of those blocks, to release it to whatever, the unknown, and have this faith that it's whatever you are working so hard at, it is going to happen. It is happening. Literally, it's happening in the future time of now, but it's happened, and it's implementing you now in the present to get to that form, the person with that mindset, with that belief system, with like even love for yourself, all that stuff, like the future person of you. You're starting to implement it in the present moment. And that is the true, beautiful magic of manifestation, baby. You are able to be the person that you desire to be right now, if you choose it to be, right? It's your choice on your attitude, right? Do you have gratitude? Attitude, gratitude. My gratitude is an attitude. Spicy gratitude. I'm so grateful for life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. Spicy, yeah, something like that. All right, we have oppression, and then we have the 8 of Swords. Yeah. So definitely, when you start to, okay. Also, when you start to like doubt yourself, right? When you start to get those kind of thoughts in your head that like they're like telling you like, oh, I don't think you can do that, or like I don't know if you want to do that, or they're like like you have those thoughts that are like second guessing what you're trying to do. With those thoughts, I would absolutely encourage you to ignore them. Any thoughts that are essentially giving you like excuses, right, of being like, that's not going to work before you even try it, those are thoughts that are preventing you from moving forward from your manifestations. The doubts that you have, more so it's out of protection, but it's to a point where it's suffocation on your progression. So when it comes to the doubts of the past, and when it comes to the doubts of your ability in the present, release. I release all doubts of my capability on anything that I'm trying to achieve. So motivating, you know what I mean? Just make it implementing into your brain stream, right? Into your belief system that you are absolutely capable, and that even if there is a doubt, there is a way for me, because the Princess of Cups, you know, being in that emotional state, there's a way for me to assure that doubt that I am going to be able to get through it. Making sure that I have the motivation, right? The motivation to keep driving my vehicle towards my destination, which personally for me is being in the percentile of Warren Buffett financially by 30. Prince of Wands. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Okay, the apprentice of your plan. It's like your plan, right? You're now more so in that like, how would you put it? Trial and error kind of plan. You're more so watching the path ahead of you. You're walking on the path ahead of you. but you're also realizing that on the path ahead of you, you're going to have to change. Like you're going to have to restructure, reconfigure, so that in the end, it's how you want it to be. But I will say, friends, that when you began this manifestation process, if you will, you had a specific idea, right, when you began. But as you progressed on this path, you started to realize and come upon different mistakes or different things that you didn't expect to happen. And those are the times that are most important to come back to yourself and to tell yourself that everything that you're doing is perfectly fine. Everything that you're doing is building you to being a bit more sure of yourself in terms of exactly what you want in life. It's letting you be able to have the confidence of knowing that you're capable of solving whatever problems that are laid ahead of you when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to you working so hard every day towards your dreams. I let go of past, present, and future worry. I mean, this is it, baby. Past, present, and future worry. I let them go. I don't need it. Anytime that I am worrying, and more so, I will say I'm a bit of a general when it comes to me, when it comes to my performance. I do have a bit of perfectionistic mindset, but I've kind of decided when it comes to worries for me, it's waste. It's a waste of my potential in terms of like what else I can accomplish. When it comes to those worries, it's just, not saying it's a waste, because I'm sure that there definitely is meaning behind it. But when it comes to you believing in those worries, you're wasting your potential. You're wasting the future of whatever is going to be coming towards you. And as soon as you find the way to release for you, in terms of it feeling not forced, in terms of it feeling a lot more natural, you're going to be able to do it a lot more easily. You're going to find it's a lot more efficient of a way for you. I manifest immediately. I mean, come on, y'all. What are we talking about? Releasing worry, which is waste of your potential, and you're manifesting immediately. Oh my gosh, it's almost as if once you're able to finally figure out how to allow your brain to move past the worries and allow your mind and allow your thoughts to not stop on the worries, but to keep moving past them and to keep finding the solutions. And even more so, you could even think it's a game. Why not? Like, why not think that life is a game where it's these worries are more so, you could think of them and twist them around in terms of, well, I worry that I'm going to, let's say, let me just bring up an example. Let's say you're worrying about paying rent, right? And you're like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get paid enough to even pay rent this month. I don't know if my landlord, blah, blah, blah. Like, you could go on endlessly over the details of it. So you realize that your thoughts are starting to kind of lean more towards the worry side of things, right? The over analyzing, the over details, the obsessing over it. So what you do is you take deep breaths, you ground. You have to find in some way, there's so many ways, but there's going to be the most perfect way for you. I know it. And guess what? It's not going to be my way. It's going to be your way. You're the only one who knows the best way for you. But finding the best grounding mechanism can allow your thoughts to stop obsessing over the worries. It can allow you to feel comfortable letting go and trusting that whatever you're worrying on, you're going to find those solutions. You absolutely will. I have faith you will. I have faith you will. And so if I have faith, there's one person in this world who has faith that you're going to find the solutions. So let's come together and have faith together. For you, for me, for all, for us, for we. I am creatively inspired by the world around me. So maybe one grounding mechanism that you can do in terms of being able to release all this worry is looking into what is around you already. The gratitude attitude that I was talking about before. Gratitude. I like to think it's the fuel to your manifestation, baby. Honestly, though, it does make sense for me. In my experience, I found that when I was really blocked in my manifestations, it was because I was obsessively, compulsively looking and overanalyzing with worry. And when I found, for me, I went on walks. For me, I went and I sat by a koi pond. I would look at different squirrels and I would look at the world around me, and it would make me realize that there is so much already in my world, and it releases somehow this worry for me. It's almost as if it's like a balloon being kind of like released into the air. Of course, I don't want to say a balloon because, well, the balloons do come down, and do we pick them up? I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to really getting into the form of gratitude, the world around you is going to be one of the best areas to look at. If you want to look at it, it will help. Oh my gosh, it will help inspire you. Like, oh my gosh, you're going to get so many awesome ideas, like literally so many awesome ideas. And all these ideas you would have never realized, right? You would have never realized if your mind was constantly on the worries, right? You can only look at one thing. Your perspective can be on one thing, right? So do you want, and also let me just say, when it comes to manifestation, you absolutely can manifest negative things into your life as well, okay? So if you continuously say, I have no money, if you continuously say, my paycheck barely, like I barely make enough, that sort of thing, that's going to be implementing into your thoughts. And over time, continuously, it will be a habitual pattern of beliefs, right? Once you're able to, in a way, break the chain, cut the cords, release whatever kind of worrying beliefs you have, you're going to be able to allow that where it was to be empty, right? And so once you're going to have that emptiness, you're going to be able to fill it with whatever you want now, right? Whatever you want now. And I really recommend that if you're going to fill yourself with stuff, fill it with self-love, fill it with appreciation, fill it with unconditional love and acceptance for you and everyone else. That's what I recommend as just a person, personally, in my way of doing it. That's what helped me more than anything. Oh, Lord. And then last one, and then I'm going to wrap it up for you. But I am mystical, magical, and magnetic. Okay. So that is the reading. That is what I have uncovered for your blockage for today. I hope that you had a great time watching the video, listening to the messages. I thank everyone for being here, all forms of life for being here. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and effort in, I don't know, just living life to the best of your ability. Woo! Yeah, until next time, I recommend drinking water. I started drinking actually alkaline water, and let me tell you, that stuff is clean. Let me just tell you, that's some clean, baby. Like, you see that? That's some clean water right there. Alkaline water. Anyway, see ya.